G'day, and welcome to the Complete Barry's Guide to Low Budget Film.
On location. Mate, well, look, basically, Crob and I have just shot our first full day of zombie scenes for I Am Bish, which is hopefully going to be the lowest budget feature film ever that does not suck.
Companion piece to the Barry's Guide. So, you know, giving you examples of what the hell we're actually talking about when we say things.
Yeah, a practical guide for us, and also a practical guide for you, and also
a practical guide to the perils of shooting on location, such as cement mixers just going past.
That does not suck.
Well, not hopefully, will be.
Well, the not suck, I'm comfortable of. The low budget, well, I've blown. One of the things we'll discuss is how easy it is to spend money when you're just trying to do even the lowest budget things. But the location is basically my parents' backyard in beautiful Western Australia, in the western suburbs.
The lighting is provided by the scorching Australian sun for all you bastards in the Northern Hemisphere. Suck it.
Well, scorching. Well, it's beautiful Australian sun. Although we did have, this is another thing, we had basically, just to give you the intro, the on-location segments, we'll just do live to camera and we'll just give you sort of lessons learned on the most recent thing we've done. We'll intercut some of the footage. So, here's some zombie footage now. Here's some more.
A little bit more.
A little bit more. As you can see, it looks pretty good. But hey, yes, weather conditions. We shot on a day that was supposed to be 40 degrees. The day afterwards was 40 degrees, and that's in the C scale. I'm not sure what that is in the F scale. But we'll
about 300.
It's about 7,000. It was hot. So locations, what we did is we delayed the shoot till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's daylight saving in Western Australia. So we could shoot through till, we didn't lose light really till 8. So we left it as late as we possibly could in the day. I tried to hire a portable air conditioner, just in case. And you can get them. You can get like 8,000 and 14,000 BTU air conditioners that are about, it's 0.7 of a metre, so about that big, by about that wide. But we couldn't get it on the day, so I bought like 10 bags of ice. Just had 10 bags of ice in the kitchen. But luckily, there was a bit of a sea breeze and it wasn't as hot. If we were shooting the next day, it would really have been a problem, so...
Yeah, jagged it lucky on that one.
Yes.
Often, yeah, outdoors, you know, you're going to get, from day to day, cloud's going to be different, lighting's going to be different, everything's going to be different. So if you can get an entire sequence in one day, that's always going to be good for your edit.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. We just shot some pickups today, and the light is different because we've got more cloud cover. So we had to light to compensate that. So the moral of this part of the on-location is just really pay attention to the weather, really have a good hold on it. Sunrise, sunset, we'll show you our call sheet, but we track sunrise, sunset, weather conditions, top temp, bottom temp, cloud cover.
Yes, yes we did.
Section 1 wrapped.
Done. Firearms.
That...
Bad CG flame? No, okay.
Yeah, we could do that. Look, that's another lesson we learned. Check the laws in your state, in your country.
Play with the other one.
Yeah, absolutely. We have replicas. It is legal to have replicas. It is illegal to point a replica at anyone where we're filming. But by the same token, we called the non-emergency police line. So what, in the States, 911's your emergency police line. There'll be another line.
So like don't call that one.
Yeah, don't call that. Say, I just want to get permission to use a gun, because they'll come and shoot you with one. No, we called the non-emergency line, and we put in what's called an official notification to let the police know that we were going to be using replica handguns on a film shoot. And ironically, just a couple of weeks ago, there was an item in the news that a bunch of guys didn't do that and got arrested on their film set. It took me like 5 minutes, probably literally, and it was the girl in the call centre was very nice.
That's one thing to be aware of. Always, like, giving people notice. If you're going to shoot in a location, I mean, A, you need to get location permission anyway, but we found when we're shooting the course at UWA, talk to the security guards there. Get a good rapport with them going, because they appreciate it, you know, knowing in advance that there's going to be a bunch of idiots running around with cameras. And if they know, they're much, much happier, and they'll help you out in a lot of just little ways that makes running of the set so much easier.
I think we're going to introduce a Barry superpower. I think we should give you some superpowers that you should aim towards that'll help your low budget filmmaking. And superpower number 1 is charisma and charm. That's 2 superpowers, but they come under the one. If you've got charisma, and you can fake it. I mean, let's face it, I'm a prick, but I come across as quite a nice guy.
It's all in the edit.
It's exactly. I get dubbed over by anyway. It just talk to people. Just get, because 9 times out of 10, film is something that is different, that they're going to be interested in. They're gonna surprise you. They surprised me every time with how much they're into what you're doing. They're not like, oh, you know, you pussy idiot making a low budget film. They're really interested. So talk to everyone you can beforehand. Get them on board, and you'll find that with things like your security guards, did you have situations where you couldn't get into a location? And
absolutely, and you know, a quick phone call and bam, we were in. You know, we had permission to be there. The person who was meant to open up for us couldn't make it on the day, but security, you know, we had a relationship with them. It was all fine. And as you're saying, just be nice to people. If someone comes up and is interested, actually, you know, have a chat to them. And sure, if you're in the middle of directing a scene, you know, get someone else to it. But
get your first date editor. But there's your first ticket sale. Or what film is this? There's a ticket sale right there.
Yeah, so be nice.
Yeah, exactly. But back to the guns. The other big lesson learned from the guns is I thought muzzle flashes were going to be really difficult to do in post. So there's a lot of scenes we shot with the muzzle just out of shot and me shooting just out of shot. So I was just going to do some lens flaring to give the illusion of the shot. But the lesson that I learned is muzzle flashes are a piece of piss. And for those of you in the United States, a piece of piss means easy. I'm not sure how that relates to being easy. I'm not sure how piss could be in a piece unless it was frozen. But the point is, muzzle flashes are incredible. Like I'll do one right now, like for After Effects. Like that was so easy to do, and sound effects are so easy to do. So the lesson learned is don't be afraid to have your guns in shot. If they're clicky, if they're really clicky guns like that, like to by Foley, that's just great. And
so, yeah, keep them in shot and play around with After Effects, I think.
Don't think that muzzle flashes are going to be hard to do. Muzzle flashes are easy.
Yeah.
We actually, the other thing, we shot some stuff through some glass, and I thought the glass was going to be really, really hard. It came up really well, but I wouldn't recommend that the same way. I wouldn't recommend shooting people through glass and thinking you could do it in post, because what we've got looks okay, but
we're going for the low budget look.
Yes,
so
yes.
If you really want it to look realistic, you're going to have to spend a bit more time.
Yes.
All right.
Lesson 3, I think we're up to. Good people. I had the best DP, best young DP on this planet.
Oh, shucks.
No, I'm not just kissing ass. We got 2 hours of footage covered in 4.5 hours of shooting. Mm-hmm. What was it like? Well, first of all, I should say Crob had no camera assistant. Crob was shooting with an HD cam, basically using autofocus, which is something you never do shooting films. You focus pull. He had no assistance, and a lot of the time, no tripod. So what was it like working with a prick like your director?
Well, I'd love to say, you know, all the nice things that that my director said about the DP, about him, but
they're not true.
Well, you know, they are. He knows what he wants, and that's one of the really key things. Is if you know what you're trying to get, it doesn't matter how you frame it, where you frame it, what you frame it, as long as what you're framing is what you need. Now, as a director, knowing that, you know, that's half the battle for you. Because as much as you storyboard and as much as you plan out and you know, you can do your location recce's, on the day, it's not going to be exactly what you planned. So, yes, plan, but by the same token, just run with it. And the beauty of shooting on HDV is the cameras are light. They're very simple. The autofocus works a treat.
We had some shots where the autofocus did the work of a focus puller for us. I'll bring one up now. You can see me coming out of this door and going out of focus, which is perfect because the whole idea is he's going contemplative, and then back in and then back out again, and then we get this beautiful lens flare. Like, so this was all done with autofocus and just Crob handheld.
Yeah, and it's really easy. You know, if you have a big film camera, they're heavy. You need grips. You need gaffers to, you know, light everything properly for it, and
crane arms.
Oh, and you know, it looks beautiful, but it takes forever. For the most part, I didn't bother with the tripod because you could just, you know, you stick the camera in your hand, and if you wanted to crane it, if you want to pan, and they're so light that there's, you know, barely any noticeable shake.
There's shots where Crob was just going, right, action, or action,